I want to show this, and this is more closer to home for me. And I'm not going to play the video because we might get a copyright on it. Because even though it's local news, I still don't want to take that risk. But this is from my local station, WFTV. It says Paramore homeowners bombarded by investor officers to buy their homes. Now, Paramore is the hood. It's also where I used to live. Okay? Paramore is a predominantly black neighborhood near downtown Orlando. It's about, I say it's about 8 minutes away from me. So what happens is now you have a consistent stream of investors that are coming to the last bits of homeowners in this historically black neighborhood in Orlando and buying it up. Let's get into the story. Okay. So it says home ownership in Orlando's Paramore neighborhood is trending down, with more than 90% of the people there being renters. So black home ownership is extremely low. And some people are concerned that the number could get even higher as investors and developers continue buying up the property in the area. Some residents say they're being flooded with multiple cash offers to buy their homes, but some people are encouraging their neighbors to turn the money down. So somebody named Williams, they bought their home after living in the community for 18 years. Now she's saying she's being bombarded with calls, texts, and pamphlets and brochures and door knocks by investors wanting to buy the home. Investors scooped up 28% of the homes sold in the first months of 2021. 28% of the homes. So it says some Paramore homeowners said investors have gone as far as contacting other family members like parents, uncles, and cousins to see if they could convince them to sell their homes. This is predatory. This is some predatory shit. And this is what's happening in my city. And so when people talk about, oh, well, capitalism is good for everybody. Good for whom? Because here's the thing. I thought, maybe I'm wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, that owning a home is one of the best ways to actually have wealth, right? But what do you say to when people are hassling you to buy your home, and for the price that they buy your home with in cash is actually less than what it's actually worth, but you don't know that? And then you end up selling your home, but then you get priced out of the community because prices have gone skyrocket. By the way, all the attractions that they built within the area, like the new soccer stadium that we have for the Orlando Lions. Yes, we have a soccer stadium, gigantic soccer stadium. I'm not gonna lie, it's beautiful, but they built that in the Paramore neighborhoods. They did all this in that area, and it increases now the value of the area. But now the people who are living there, who look like me and you, Nick, are being priced out. So the gentrification is massive, so much so to the point where 90% of every black person that lives in that area are renters. That means only 10% of the people who live in that area own their own home. And Paramore is actually a very historically black neighborhood in Orlando. Because guess what? We couldn't live any other place. Try living in fucking Delaney. We couldn't live places like that. Try Winter Park. We can't live there. No, that's where all the white people lived. So guess what? We have our own neighborhoods. Guess what? It's the hood. And it's not being taken care of like it should anyway. So this is part of, and a lot of these investors are also in who? Wall Street. So that's what's happening in our neighborhoods. Right? Nick?
I want you guys to understand that the housing market is
Mhm.
one of the primary ways that the capitalist class wage class war, and they siphon wealth from the workers and the poor back to the hand of capitalists. So they employ people and they give them illusion that they give in value for their work. And then once they have one of their market failures that they
Yeah.
plan, then they take their wealth right back. So when you look at Black Americans, despite the fact that uh, we wasn't given the benefit of a lot of the New Deal programs, we continue to build our wealth through our homes. Black Americans had we have around 1/10 of the wealth that white families had pre Barack Obama. Then Barack Obama came in, and then they took the one place where black families built their wealth at, and that was their homes. So there's been many studies, and I talk about this all the time. I wrote about this as well. Barack Obama tanked black wealth because he
Mhm.
sided with Wall Street when they illegally foreclosed our homes, and he was responsible for the housing crisis that kicked out many black homeowners, which tanked our
Mhm.
wealth. And
Yep.
then the same thing that happens decades and decades and that all over and over again, the same cycle, because the resiliency and the hard work and ethic of our people, we take the brunt of capitalism failing through the housing crisis, and then we build wealth back up, and
Mhm.
then they take our wealth again through another economic crash.
Mhm.
Then take that resource, siphon it to the police, siphon it to the military. It's a
Mhm.
giant class war, and the housing
Yep.
crisis is just one small part of it. The fact that you have BlackRock and you have all these capitalists that are buying up homes and they making it so the new generation of workers cannot own a capital. That's just the next level. That's the next step of that. That is them
Yep.
saying this is the capital that we own. You guys will not have part of it, and we will continue to keep you as renters that will continue to pay an exorbitant amount of money for your living condition, even though housing and living spaces should be a human right under any rational, well-developed central planning model and system.